Yaakov. Yaakov is the local legend here over at RJ Breaks. So Yaakov, every draft, man, I ask Yaakov sometimes for help. He's really good at drafting, and you're good at. What do you think you're better at, commander or draft?
I think I'm better at draft. I think I enjoy Commander more.
Okay, okay, cool. Well, yeah, well, Yaakov is really good. He's the guy that everyone wants to beat and is afraid to go up against. And now we know we've been joking around about doing like a podcast thing. So this is us doing it. So because whoever's going to listen to this, follow along, hear what he has to say. Maybe you could pick get some knowledge from him. Um, but cool, man. So how did you get into man? And well, it'll only be like 20 minutes or something, just shooting the shit, just chilling.
Sure.
How did you get into Magic and when was it?
So I got into Magic in 2014. I was in middle school. I had a friend that reached out to me. He's like, "Hey, I found this kit at Target. Had a couple friends that, tried introducing me to this game. I wanted to know if you'd be interested in joining." And I literally like same day, I'm like, let's go for it. I think we played for something like 3 hours. It was 60 card Magic. Um,
Nice.
we played for like 3 hours, just game after game after game. It was the Kiora, and I don't remember what the other deck was. But it was like a blue Kiora Planeswalker deck. And I think his was like a green Garrick deck, but I could be wrong on that. But we
Okay.
literally we played game after game. I only played the Kiora deck, so I don't remember what he was playing exactly.
Okay.
It was also like 12 years ago.
Okay.
Um, but it was a ton of fun. And that same day, like after we finished up, I went to Target, bought myself like one of the starter kits that they had for I think it was like 25, $30.
hmm
Um, Came with a bunch of cards, some rares, some, you know, put together a 60 card deck and kind of took it from there. Um, I
Nice.
played my first set actually was Born of the Gods. It's the one with my favorite legendary creature of all time. Actually, it's Xenagos, God of Revels.
San Diego Shadow Rebels. Dude, I got back into Magic 2 years ago, so I'm like so you know me, man. I'm a little bit on the newer side, I guess relative to you, but
Sure.
well, cool, man. That's good. So you said 60 card. What's your thoughts on 60 card? I don't think I've ever played you in a 60 card game.
I love 60 card Magic. It's really I just don't have the I guess brain power to keep up with like the meta. So like I don't play standard, I don't play modern, but it's not that I wouldn't. I just
Okay.
I don't have the time to like constantly be updating and changing my deck. So
Yeah. No, I understand that. I think it's like what, like maybe 8 to 12 decks that are like in the meta that they're seeing. So it's like you gotta,
yeah,
if you want to be competitive, you gotta have a deck somewhat or slight variation, even if that, of one of those meta decks. So that's a cool thing about draft is like I feel like it's like, well, you can do well and you don't need a meta deck. You can just like work with what you got. And you've proven that, with bettering your skills, even though we're all afraid of you, like going up against you, it's like, wow, like it doesn't matter the set, it doesn't matter like the cars he's getting past. It's just like your brain works to make your brain works to make something work, which is impressive, man. Like
thank
there's
you.
there's levels to this. Can you kind of tell me like about like the levels to Magic? Like I feel like when I got back into Magic, it was all about just attack. Oh, his creature's bigger than mine. Okay, block this. Like very surface level, just attacking, blocking. Then I'm at this next level in my head in my journey of Magic is like, okay, does he have removal? What kind of removal could he have? Can you kind of talk about the levels? Like, I feel like you're expert. We got like Giovanni and Zach who might be right I think
Giovanni,
underneath you, but
Giovanni and Zach are probably above me. I
okay.
think I
See,
just get
this guy
luckier
is the
during the
most humble
draft.
man out here, guys. So this is Yaakov is the most humble guy. So, but okay. Humility aside, like tell me about the levels and like what goes through your mind and like the different levels of each, beginner, intermediate, and level and what it takes to get to the next one. I feel like I'm in this like right smack dab in the middle right now. Like there's some mishaps that I make, and it's like, dang, if I would have done this decision instead of that, maybe the outcome would have been different, but I would have played optimally, more optimally. So, want to hear your thoughts on that.
Sure. So Giovanni actually gave me some really good advice on this, and this is something like I highly recommend to all players, new, old, whatever. Um, if you have mana open, try to use it. And a lot of people will be like, um, I want to play X card. I want, to start my combos, start getting things out so that I have a better board state. Or I have removal, but I don't know if I want to use it yet. You're like turn three, opponent has a creature, and you're trying to figure out, is it worth it? So
Yeah.
in a game one, my recommendation is always play as many cards as you can. And sometimes that means using removal early. Sometimes that means, not optimized creature play, not optimized removal play. But so long as you're using your mana, oftentimes you won't regret it.
Okay.
If you hold your mana up and you don't get rid of a creature and you take, let's say, an extra 3 to 5 damage early game, that can come back to bite you. But if you're willing to use the removal early, having that big creature late game, so long as you're playing a deck that can kind of interact with it later, usually you'll be okay, even if it's not an optimal removal.
Okay. That brings up a good point because there have been times when I have used removal early because I gave into the pressure of a 1/1 hitting me like three times in a row. And I'd use something like web up or use some premium removal because I didn't like to feel that pressure. So I know you're saying to use your mana when you can, but what about those situations where it's like, okay, it's a
Sure.
1/1 hitting me. It's death by a million cuts. Am I gonna really
Yeah.
use up my premium 3 mana, you know, exile creature until this enchantment leaves the battlefield? Like, I don't know. From my talking to myself, I'm thinking like I'll just keep taking the death by a thousand cuts because I know he's got bigger creatures than this 1/1, tap to add 1 mana of any color type guy. So what are your thoughts
Yeah.
on that?
100%. If you have limited removal, you should save it for like bigger creatures or things that are more impactful. Either it's a death trigger if you have an exile, whatever it is. Um, but when it comes to like early plays, let's say you have a 2 mana removal, that starts becoming a question of, is it worth it to just kill the 1/1? Because if he doesn't have another creature on board and you're, death by death by a million cuts, I'll waste that 2 mana removal if I have more removal in my deck just to not take the damage. Or even a 1 mana removal. You could have like a lightning bolt or something. You could have a braid, 2 mana, deal 3 damage to a creature. Like there are a bunch of like lower mana value removals. I wouldn't waste like a web up, something that's more premium, like more powerful on a 1/1. But when it comes to like just making sure you have advantage on board, I'd be willing to drop the card just to clear the board, be able to work my way up. Because I always try to build, the best deck that I possibly can. And
Hmm.
if I think I have the better deck, the less that's on the board now, I assume I have the advantage because I have the better cards in hand.
Okay. That makes sense. Yeah, especially if it's just like a 2 mana removal. I know there's that removal spell in Marvel. It was decent. 2 mana though, -4, -4. Do you remember that card?
Yeah, that
The
one is
black
great.
card? Yeah.
They also had what's it called? Gosh. It was it's not Thor's lightning, but it's 2 mana, deal three to deal three.
Lightning bolt?
Was it? I may have been lightning bolt.
Something bolt. Some like I know what you're talking about. Um, It's a red card though, right?
Yeah, no, Lightning Bolt's 1 mana. What's the
Something like some force of nature, something nature, like not bolt, but it's
Lightning Strike?
lightning strike. Yeah, some nature.
There we go.
Yeah, lightning
I was
strike.
like, I played the garbage out of that card. I cannot believe I can't remember.
I think you told me too. Your two-headed giant event. You did you use that with that? Who was that guy? It's like doubles the damage for non-creature spells.
It doesn't double the damage. I
Oh, it doesn't.
played Hawkeye,
Yeah,
which
Hawkeye.
adds his power to any non-combat damage dealt.
Oh yeah, you told me about that.
And
That
I played Thor, which says whenever you cast a non-creature, deal damage equal to the mana value to any target.
Jeez.
So if I
Oh,
cast
you had that Thor, the three red, the
yeah,
mythic. Wow.
yeah.
Yeah.
So if you cast like a lightning strike, which is a 2 mana deal 3, it does 3 plus Hawkeye's power, which is I think 2 or 1.
Hmm.
So 4 damage. Then Thor's trigger goes on the stack when you cast it, which will deal damage equal to the mana value, which is 1, which is 2,
Jeez.
plus the 1 from Hawkeye. So you deal 3 to one target, 3 to another, or you could do 6 to the face. It was very strong.
That's insane. Side note, does your is your cabinet open by itself?
It is open,
Oh,
not on its own, but I must
okay.
have left it open last night.
Okay. I got a thing for ghosts, man. I'm always afraid, like, could they be real? Could they exist? And I just saw the corner. I'm like, wait a minute, why is that open?
Yeah, give me one
But
sec.
side note, well, cool, man. I was wondering because there's another thing I think a lot of us struggle with. It's like the draft pick. Like, when do you know you're gonna stay in one color? Like, there is that breaking point. It's like, you were in
You're too
business
far
like me.
gone.
There's like the supply. Yeah, you're too far gone. It's like the point of no return. You're crossing you're going too fast in the car, and it's like, all right, it goes from green to yellow, and now it's
Yeah,
like, all right, I gotta just keep going this route, even though I just got this bomb mythic in a different color. Tell me about that, because that's something I'm like, oh man, what do I do? What do I do here? So,
sure. So I'll give you a start just by talking about how I deck build.
okay,
Is that I always like to go 2 colors.
okay,
If you go more than 2 colors, I find at least one of your games per draft, usually two, you will be rough on mana. And if you can't play the cards in your hand, then you're effectively down those cards. So if I'm playing, let's say, a 3 color deck and I get green, white, red, and I don't have any red mana, all the red cards in my hand, in my eyes, don't exist because I can't
okay.
do anything with them.
Yeah,
So I'm down cards before the game starts. So I always like to build 2 colors because the chances of you getting mana screwed are way lower.
okay,
You could still get too much lands, too little, like too few lands, but you're not going to end up with like not having your colors almost ever.
okay,
And I feel like a lot of people are like, I'll splash a third color, and like sometimes you can get away with it. Like in Marvel, there was decent mana fixing. In Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, there was great mana fixing. Um, Final Fantasy has some mana fixing. Like it does depend on the set,
yeah,
but as an overall rule, I recommend going 2 colors to everyone. I started helping my wife and Joseph deck build. My friend Yoni doesn't need much help deck building, but he always asks me for help cutting cards. Like that, those are my recommendations. Is
okay,
like always stick to 2 colors if you can. If you have to splash a third, go for it, but make sure it's a splash. Don't go 3 colors because then you're even across the board. If you're missing one of your colors, you're out a third of your deck.
yeah. True. I guess if you want to have fun and be like, whatever, I don't care about going on three. Let's go five colors. There's
Yeah,
this, there's this, I
five.
forgot what one guy I faced. He had like four dual lands all tapped. I was like, all right, man. Hey, man, we're all here to have fun. I get it. I get it.
Yeah,
It was four or five dual lands. I'm like, holy cow. You are really playing, it's not, you're really playing control here, man. If you got Five lands.
You can play all the rares you want.
Yeah. Well, that's cool, man. I think a lot of people say your favorite color is white. You wanna talk about that a little bit?
Sure. I will tell you, my favorite color in Magic as a whole is green.
Oh,
But
oh,
my
you're not trying to
favorite,
trick everyone that ends up listening. All right. Okay,
no,
okay.
in draft, I find that white has the best removal almost always. It's either white or black. And white also has creatures, which black oftentimes has too many like death triggers and like small creatures. I like the fact that white kind of plays a more scaling game. Like a
Okay.
lot of white creatures will have like 1/1 counter synergy, and you can pair that with green, or you can go super wide tokens and end up in red white. I like the variety, but you still stay aggro.
Okay. So green is
And
your okay. I've
but
never seen you play green in a draft though. I have never
I played green yesterday. I play a lot of white green. I don't play a lot of like green in general though.
okay.
In Commander, I play almost exclusively green.
Okay.
If you touch base with any of the guys that are here Tuesday nights, my my decks are almost all green.
Almost all green.
Um,
Okay.
yeah,
I do like green too. It's like I feel like I shouldn't be biased, but or generalized, but green seems like a lot of creatures, like dealing with creatures. And when you're a newer player, it's easier to comprehend like creatures versus like the nuances of like like a spell slinging deck or red blue creature. Just, oh, make big creature attack. For me, it's like, okay, it's easier in my brain. Trample, awesome, big dude, buff him up. So I feel the same way with green. And then black, it's like pretty straightforward removal a lot of the times, at least from my experience. Like,
yeah,
pay, what was that? Grab kill. I love that from Edge of Eternities. It was 4 mana, but exile target creature. No like stipulations. No like pay 3 life, discard a card, exile target creature. Just straight up
yeah.
exile target creature. Cards without conditions. I love those things. You could synergize from them, but it's like I feel like that's part of the next level of like Magic. Is like, okay, even though I'm losing 1 life, I now have this card that says when I lose 1 life, each opponent loses 1 life too, something like that. Like your friend, what's his name? He beat me last night, by the way, with his
Yoni.
Yodi hit me with the infant. He probably told you about that.
Yeah,
Oh,
he built a great deck. He had the Bloodthirsty Conqueror,
yep.
and there were two creatures that he had that each, whenever an opponent, uh, no, whenever you gain life, each opponent loses one.
His vampires, man. He got me on the, yeah, he got me with that. I was so
Yeah,
mad. He beat me game 1 with that quill worm. I
the
don't know if you
Quilled Great Worm is
quill.
phenomenal.
And we talked about it. I was like, it's so good because it's not just deals damage to a player, it's just deals combat damage. It doesn't
Combat
have to be
damage.
to a player. It's just combat damage, whether it be to a creature or a player. Like it doesn't have to go through. You use a
It's
chump
it's a
block.
crazy card.
Yeah, so that really, I was able to get rid of it right away, but he got one, it triggered 1 time, which ended up winning him the game. So, um, yeah, that was insane. Um, well, cool, man. We got like 5 more minutes here. Let me see. I guess like, when is the last time you lost, man? I want to ask you that.
It
Dude,
was last league. I've lost a couple of games, but I haven't lost a match since last season. So it's
oh my
been, I want to say, like 3 months.
God. 3 months since you lost. You're a beast.
It's been a
Oh,
while.
that is insane. Okay, what else could be really helpful? I think like w when you're drafting. I guess something that I've learned is, 17 lands, 15
Yep.
to 17 creatures, and then fill the rest with
Mhm.
non-creature spells. If you plan to have a control deck, would you be fine going down to 16 lands because you expect to win later on in the game, or do you still want to stick with those 17 lands? Like those are some things that are going on in my mind.
So it depends on your deck archetype. If you have a lot of like low mana value spells, low converted mana cost spells, I would opt for lower land count. I might drop to 16. Um, Most of my decks are pretty aggro. With aggro, if you miss a land drop, you're set so far back, especially early. I would never drop below 17 lands. Even yesterday, like I had a bunch of the Llanowar elves,
Hmm.
and like that's Ram, but I still kept to 17 lands because if I can guarantee a land drop, I can hit my big creatures earlier, and I don't have to worry about it. Um, it's really for me, it's about I play aggro. I'm gonna try to curve out. If you're playing like a black blue control deck, you might be able to get away with fewer lands because you're stalling out. You're getting like grind value the longer the game goes on.
Hmm.
Um, so you can get away with it because you're not needing to get that high mana value card late game. You can slowly grind away value, whether it's with surveil or things like that, things that like connive, just put 1/1 counters on creatures. Like you get so much value out of the game going on that you don't need to hit every land drop. You just need to hit enough of them. Also, blue has enough draw that you're more likely to hit into those lands.
Yeah, that is true with blue in the draw. So that's a good point you bring up there. When you're pack one, pick up to like five, is that where you're staying fluid and you're not mentally committing to one color pair or color? Or tell me about that, because like that's something that I struggle with. Like pack one, picks one through six. It's like, all right, I got this bomb rare, but now I've got some good uncommons in this other color. Talk about that a little bit. I want to.
Sure. So usually what I find is you can kind of tell what colors the people next to you are going based on what color cards are coming to you and the quality of them. If you see that there's no green cards in a pack or there's, you know, no uncommon green cards in a pack and the next pack also has no uncommon green cards, someone on your side is probably going green. It's probably not wise to make that your like base color.
Gotcha.
So a lot of the times I'll pack one, pick one. If I get a bomb that I'm like, this is a card I can win the game with, like a Quilled Great Worm or a Bloodthirsty Conqueror, or like last night I got the 5 mana dragon. Like your stuff deals double damage. I like,
Oh, you got that? Damn.
yeah,
Nice.
the Tyrant. But if you get something like that, you can say, I'm locked into this color and I'll splash another color. I'll go 2 colors, but I'm fluid on the second color. If you get a 2 color rare, that's when it gets a little bit more tricky because then you're like, do I lock into these two and
Yeah.
then have to potentially splash a third?
Yeah. Okay. Cool, man. Well, Yaakov, appreciate you, man. This is the
Yeah.
first of maybe many podcasts we get from local legends. Um, yeah, again, Yaakov is the champ over here at RJ Breaks. Has not lost one. Hey, man, Giovanni's. I think that was I sleep with. I remember when we faced each other. That was the only time I think I've ever beaten you and Giovanni's with that Ether Drip pre-release kit I got.
That was sick.
But other than that, man, yeah, the guys, thank you for watching. Yakov is a beast. He's over here at RJ Breaks, the best at draft. Commander, you're up there in Commander too, right? Let's come on. You don't gotta be humble.
I'm up there,
You're
but
up there. Okay,
there's
okay.
some beasts up there. There's some beasts up there.
The beast. Well, from my experience, everybody, he is the draft king, never loses, a beast. If you ever come to RJ Breaks, he's always willing to help out. Yakov, I'm either gonna put this on YouTube or Instagram. I'll figure it out, but Anything you want to say before you head off, where you can find you? Any words of advice before we close it off here?
Uh, look into your before every draft. I try to look into the archetypes, make sure I'm in the right colors. Sometimes the sets have like two color combos. You want to make sure you're in those. But really, I'd say try to play around your bombs, try to build some synergy. And if you have any questions, ask some experienced players. Most of them are more than happy to help out.
Awesome. Yeah, ask Yaakov. Yaakov is the whenever there's a question, we go to Yaakov. Put your hand up. Hey, where's Yaakov? Where's Yaakov? So, you guys ever come to RJ Breaks, whoever's watching this, Yaakov is the man. All right, man. Thank you so much, Yaakov. Have a great rest of your day. And yeah, any fun weekend plans?
Uh, Friend's bachelor party.
Ooh, that'll be fun. That'll be
Yeah,
fun.
should be sick.
There you go, man. All right, man. Well, hey, have a good one. Don't go too crazy at that bachelor party.
Will do. Take care, Andrew. Thank you
Yeah,
so
man.
much.
Bye.